sinister secret to getting good grades in college in the US at the moment, with an increasing trend for students to take the ADHD drug Adderall. The drug is often prescribed for those with attention deficit disorder, but is now being abused by healthy students to help them cram before big exams.
When I'm on Adderall, I'm looking at the textbook and I forget about everything else around me.
It's given me the boost to, work non-stop for 10 hours a day.
Well, the drug is so popular, it's sparked a black market trade in college libraries, while others are faking their symptoms to get prescriptions from specialists. Now, for more on this disturbing trend, we're joined by Dr. Cindy Pan. Good morning to you, Cindy. Nice to see you. First of all, can you explain to us what is this Adderall stuff?
Well, it's an amphetamine-like substance, and it is used for both ADHD and narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is that condition where you keep falling asleep, but in an abnormal way. And it's not usually used first line for ADHD. Usually it's more like methylphenidate, which is known as Ritalin or Concerta. But say for people who have side effects on that or can't tolerate it or don't do well on that, sometimes it'll be used second line. And yeah, of course, there are a lot of side effects.
All right, there is concern that, this is an American trend happening at the moment. Do we know any details about whether it's spread here to Australia?
Well, I think fortunately in Australia, our government and health department regulations are pretty strict. It has to be prescribed by a specialist, and there's a lot of auditing that goes on. And basically, first of all, you have to be absolutely diagnosed with a condition like ADHD, and that's not something that you just report a few symptoms and they write you a script. There's quite a rigorous process of psychological and psychiatric assessment, and then there's ongoing assessment. In other words, you have to demonstrate that you have a consistent, significant and sustained benefit from it. And that's not just self-report, that would be reports from teachers, parents, because the thing with ADHD, it's something that goes on for, say, over 6 to 12 months, and it occurs in more than one environment. So it's not just that you're naughty at home or you muck up at school. It's something that is sustained.
Across the board.
So disturbingly, these kids are reporting, they're calling it a study buddy. Is there research that will show us that it actually will improve their grades and what they're doing?
No, it won't improve their grades necessarily, and certainly not in the long term. In fact, there can be a lot of problems. With abuse, you can get a form of psychosis, which is a very serious psychiatric condition. And then, of course, there are other side effects which may occur, which could be anything from, well, it has the potential to increase blood pressure, so they could be cardiac consequences, even stroke if it's abused. And in people who have got a history of seizures, it can potentiate seizures. And then other symptoms like just motor restlessness, increases in aggression, mood swings, obviously. And then with abrupt cessation, you can get anything from extreme fatigue to depression and all sorts of problems. And it's really tragic, really, if someone who's psychologically and psychiatrically normal to start with abuses a drug and then has to suffer these really dreadful consequences. It's a very dreadful price to pay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully then you say the regulations here are tougher than what they are in the States. Is that right? So hopefully
it's not something you could easily fake, not at all.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's some good news, I guess, for Aussie students and for Aussie parents. Thanks so much for your time, Cindy.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.